Chime stands for Continuous Health Integrated Monitoring for the Elderly. And the purpose for this research project is to assess the needs of the elderly population for monitoring of health factors or health parameters such as blood pressure, heart rate, etc., that could put a patient at risk if a care provider is not available. So what we want to do is identify needs in the elderly community for such a system to be implemented that could help prevent disease or be able to be used as a diagnosis tool that would prevent death or other debilitating conditions from occurring. The $20,000 was divided between the original PIs, which included Austin, Forzan, and myself. With that money here at Prairie View, we've been able to hire a student to help in our prototype development work, as well as secure some hardware that would be used in exploratory work. And it's my understanding as well that part of those funds, I believe, have been used for hiring a student at Texas A&M as well. To define the specific prototype that we wish to use at this point is preliminary because we are still in the process of assessing where the needs exist for continuous health monitoring. And so that effort will be completed after we secure survey data from surveys that we have prepared. We will analyze that data and decide upon the exact system that we wish to implement.
Team Firebusters are founded to use unmanned air vehicles, unmanned air systems for firefighting. It first started to tackle building fires. We were trying to shoot fire extinguishing balls into high-rise buildings by using drones. However, with our tests with City of Commerce Fire Department, we noticed that they told us that if we try to break a window during a fire, the fire will get worse. So we had to shoot more of these balls, which gets expensive. And also in our experiments, we noticed that these fire extinguishing balls works better for wildfire. In our experiments, we used the smallest fire extinguishing ball, but still it was very effective for wildfires. So our team turned the objective into helping wildfire extinguishing by using drones and fire extinguishing balls. Our project will help Texas during wildfires to mitigate the risks of wildfires to spread to buildings, to urban or rural areas, because one of our drones will detect spot fires starting around the main fire, and then a swarm of currently 2 drones will attack the spot fire by dropping fire extinguishing balls.
At the TEES annual research conference, we had just gotten a new director, and there was an emphasis being placed on regenerative medicine because it's an emerging field, and we knew that we were going to need to be prepared to train for people entering that, wanting to work in that field. And so I did join a pitch team, and we ended up focusing on working with stem cells as part of that pitch. And we partnered with a community college that also came to the research conference. That's Collin College. And we worked out an idea to try and get some of our training to them. We've had some conference calls with people at Collin College, and we did talk about how we could get the training that's available at the National Center for Therapeutics Manufacturing to some of their students. We embarked on a grant proposal that I submitted in the fall, and unfortunately it didn't fund, but we are still talking about ways that we could try and find some funding to get the training we currently have to those students. We're still working on ideas to get the stem cell focus at our center so that we can deliver training when needed.
Initially, we proposed this farm to fork supply chain, and then we investigate the logistic problem related to the food supply chain.
We expect about 2 billion more people living on the planet Earth by 2050. Creates tremendous pressures to what we call this door-to-door supply chain that deals with food. We call these supply chains from farm, production, to consumption to fork.
As you have heard, there are many security issues related, and the security can come from different resources. Information is part of it. So when we explore this research project, we see, well, we need to address the security rights from the information as well. That's why later, after we done this food-related supply chain, we want to explore further about the role of misinformation and disinformation in our global supply chain, and also related to our national security. So as you may have realized through the social media and a lot of discussion last year and even nowadays, you can see a lot of fake news issue, misinformation, disinformation is spread all over the places. But the understanding on this aspect is still not that sufficient yet. So that's why we want to propose further and to explore the role of misinformation and disinformation. We developed the triad proposal to the Dean's office, and it's funded as an initial research start, and now we want to develop it further and to explore the opportunity in Air Force Office of Scientific Research.